18. So it's going to be a good one.
Well, we're about to find out which battleground we're going to for game number 5, and I am very curious to see where this is going to end up for our teams. We've had...
There's only one map. I already took a sneak peek.
What is it?
I mean, what could it be?
Towers of Doom it could possibly be.
Oh, I was actually waiting for you to guess because that is the map that we always seem to end on. Either that or Sky Temple.
Altric Pass.
Zealots with a pick?
Well, all right then. Granite Gaming will have first pick for this battleground. Something to worry about. Is Samuro... See you go on this battleground? I don't feel like I've seen Samuro on this map. Is that something that could come out on them?
We've also seen Samuro here.
Have we?
Yeah.
Must have...
It was a fad for like 1.5 weeks, and then all of a sudden they played it everywhere.
I do remember. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But,
okay.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be Samuro. It's just like globals in general, all of a sudden, again, a thing. Falset, Yahaka, Samuro, Abathur, they all are going to play a bit of a role here. And even with ban priorities, it could screw with those, because if you ban out Abathur in the early rotation, that leaves either Tracer or Genji open, who have been the 2 consistent bans thus far. So that opens up different strategies that you could pull off here.
Well, looks like our teams are ready to go. Let's move straight in the draft here and end this series. Game number 5. Who will get their first win of HGC Phase 2? I don't know, man. Zealots so far, having these shot calls, trying to go for the aggressive plays. They seem like when they want to pick a target, they're able to find it. But will Granite Gaming give them the chance? And if they give them the chance, is it always just a base they can turn around and get those kills? That is the real question mark for me.
I also think a lot of the kills that really happened centered around CC. So an arrow following up, and that was actually much better done by Zealots than it was by Granite Gaming in the previous games. But that could actually trigger them taking Hanzo away early on again to make sure that these arrow follow-ups are not going to be a thing. And just dodge out a bit on the CC. Also, I'm pretty sure we're not going to get a Chromie game. Nanda just had a rough game on Chromie on the last map. Didn't really get a lot of stacks going there.
Yeah. The skill shot's not connecting there.
So here we go. What do you ban? Do you ban Tracer again? Do you let the Tracer go through and Memecraft potentially picking it up? Is Abathur also on your mind when you're looking at the bans right now? Zealots have also had the opportunity to pick Urel in every single one of these games.
Yeah, even Granite Gaming passing on her when they had first pick.
4 games, 4 times Urel in Zealots' hands, so Zomani is very much warmed up with her.
Zealots did snipe away the Hanzo last game.
Yep.
So it might be something they're considering.
But they lost Phoenix then.
True.
Which they played in 3 previous games before this. So yeah, let's check that out.
But they got the win, and they were able to lock down Memecraft. But has landed some solid arrows. Just a couple of good ones, but also landed some good ones.
Tracer. Took them a long time to decide in favor of the probable ban. And the instant Abathur pick right away. That was really the moment. That was the moment where the Zealots were like, okay, Abathur, Tracer.
What do we do?
Let's go Tracer here. And then
like
bam, snap lock. And all of a sudden, we talk again about what? Samuro.
That's right. Things to also worry about, too, are really good clone targets. I mean, Jaina, Arthas, Screaming, things like that.
Once that you have Abathur, you have so many different ways of where you can go. We talk about Samuro because Samuro was played in the previous series and Nanda played it also in Phase 1. If you have Samuro and Abathur, you can snipe structures wherever you are on the map. It doesn't really matter. But with Abathur, of course, in play, you can always deviate into different strategies immediately by just going for good clone targets. Greymane, Jaina, trying to get a bit of burst going there. Genji, banned out, but traditionally it is available. Becomes fantastic because you can be even more aggressive by jumping into a backline. Muradin becomes even tankier at the front. Like, Abathur is fantastic for all of this. Urel, again, doesn't really come as a shock. 5th game. 5th time we're seeing Urel for them, and they combo it off with Malfurion.
Not too shocking of a start. As you said it. Looking at Granite Gaming. This is where I want to wonder if they're going to get wild, right? Like, Zealots, you got to be thinking about that possible Abathur into Samuro possibility, and if it doesn't get picked up here, you could ban that out just to keep it away from your opponents. Muradin and Zeratul will be the pickup for Granite Gaming, so two wonderful hat targets here.
Yeah, this is getting spicy really fast. Muradin is very sustainable with a hat, with the symbiote during any team fight. And also he makes for a good clone target too if you really feel you need the CC stacks in a fight. But of course normally you're looking more towards the damage to burst someone down. But Zeratul, when he transitions between lanes and he also gets the symbiote, can turn any lane into a disaster, especially a solo lane. So Zealots need to be very careful around that. You have seen more Karazim play now, depending on... scratch that. They have Mafia already. My bad. But they could play... We could see Karazim on the side of Granit Gaming if they don't run an Abathur solo support here, just simply because Karazim is working really well with what they already have, very dive heavy. But also, if you have a Karazim with a Symbiote, you can put a lot of on-point target damage onto anybody.
Especially if Zealots want to consider maybe banning out a Kane, which has been pretty important for Granit Gaming. They're still thinking about it. What do they want to get rid of? What is so scary that Granit Gaming could be running here? They decided against the Jaina. They want to stay away from any important clone targets, and Jaina is an important clone target. Also, to be fair, Zeratul Void Prison into Jaina Ring of Frost. Terrifying.
The Wombo combo potential is definitely strong with this one, so yeah, take that away. Granit Gaming then. What do you ban out here? Do you... Oh, that I didn't see coming. Anubarak, okay. I mean, it's always the interaction between you going for a clone with Abathur and then a Cocoon being used, so that dynamic is always there. I feel that's also the main reason why they banned Anubarak. I was more so thinking about them targeting damage. Trying to think, okay, do we ban out, let's say, Hanzo, so he can't interrupt channels the entire time, so there's no arrow follow-up into a stun. Is Phoenix something that we need to consider here?
The Anubarak ban, to me, kind of yells a little bit that they actually do want to go for kind of a blow-up composition. They don't want to be interrupted. Anubarak, if you're able to step up and get Cocoon on one of the primary targets that's going for that big setup, can be a good way to stop that from happening. So I'm kind of curious to see what Granit Gaming is going to go for, what Anubarak stops that they want to run. Grand Mana Leaming comes out. Reset composition available here now.
I think the clone is a huge consideration. But they will definitely try and blow stuff up. But there's Samuro and Belly. Oh my god. Did that just happen?
Please don't win. I don't want this to be a composition in my games.
Solo support Abathur again, and it's not only Samuro that they have with this, but they also drop the Lira. This is literally a comp that just says they can't win if they're all dead.
In the early game, you are terrified to step out by yourself if you're the Zealots. Grouping up is going to be incredibly important. What main tank do you pick up here to keep yourself alive?
They are going full smoke with this one.
Yeah. Speaking of smoke, Garrosh. Okay. Well, this is a draft.
Yeah.
And they believe in it, too. They put it on the line here for game number 5. If Zealots lose a Forge...
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
I've played Quick Match, so...
I was gonna say, I've seen, like, Zeratul and Valyria together, but all three of these?
I mean, first of all, we have to call something out that I think is really important here. Muradin already screwed up, so Raid Boss is... Raid Boss definitely with a misclick. I don't see Nova in this draft.
Yeah.
So Raid Boss is a little bit disappointing. He played well in the first 4 games, but that he actually misclicks in the draft is a bit of a problem. You have Zeratul, you have Valyria, you have Samuro, but him misclicking Muradin for Nova, I mean, I get it, M, N, they're very close together.
Yes, they are.
I sold it well, though, did I?
Kauter comes in here with the meme life.
I don't meme.
I don't meme. He speaks truth. Oh my gosh. Can we just go into game 5? I just want to watch it. Okay, yes, we can. Here we go. Go ahead. The honors are yours, sir.
No, I take the right side.
You take the right side? Okay, on the left side. In the blue, Shad playing Malfurion, Robodoba on Garrosh, Zarmony on Yorel, Chris on Li Ming, and Quacknix on Greymane.
And over to the right side of the map, Granit Gaming, where we see Memecraft on a stealth hero, Darkmark on a stealth hero, Wolf Joe on Abathur, actually, that didn't really quite work out as I wanted it to. Muradin, played by Raid Boss, and Nanda on another stealth hero. We have Samuro, Zeratul, and Valyria in the same game, on the same team, supported by an Abathur. This is going to be one of those compositions where you either crash or you either crash and burn, or you have just a glorious game. It's one of the two. There's no middle ground here, in my opinion. Either you completely dominate, or you get wrecked into oblivion with this.
I mean, either way, they're going out in style. That is for sure.
That's definitely true. And they put it... I mean, you have to think about that for a second. This is game 5. And this is game 5 of a series that is incredibly important to them.
They believe in it, then. I think it's going to work. What they'll be looking for is small skirmishes. And Zealots are aware of that, and they will not be stepping out at all. If they have to miss experience a minion wave, or not a minion wave, a minion here, a minion there, they're okay with that. They just don't want to get caught out and allow for this composition to get any momentum on the map. Because Samuro in particular, he'll push that momentum, especially as we get to the late game.
We talked a lot about vision on Cursed Hollow, and especially in mid-game scenarios, it matters a lot. But this is another example of where it's super important that you play around vision, because if your opponent knows where you are, they know where they are safe, and that's the one thing you need to deny to them. You can't give them safety. So wherever you go, you need to make sure that they are scared, and already Urel is scared. She goes down first. That's the first kill that we see, and it showcases again, if you have the mobility and if you have Abathur, you can jump from lane to lane. Abathur jumps in with a head, and you turn a solo lane into a 1 versus 3 within seconds.
She was only a couple of steps away from her turret. She was just trying to soak a minion, and she dies. Now, obviously, we're going to see him play a little bit more passive there, Zarmony, but definitely a pick that goes in the favor of Granit Gaming, and they're rewarded for it. They'll go straight for the Sapper Camp at the top lane. That will aim at breaking down some turrets. Now, Zealots grab their Sapper Camp to the bottom left, so they answer back pretty well in terms of offsetting the pressure coming in. But Granit Gaming already keeping up with trying to stay aggressive on the map.
And look at the movements on the minimap from all the stealth heroes that we see on Granit Gaming side. They're playing very passive in the sense that they're trying to hide where they are. They're always trying to hide their pathways, and so Zealots are just in a position where it's very uncomfortable to step out onto the lane because they don't know, okay, where are they? Which hero are they going to try and jump onto next? Memecraft dodging Robadoba here as he finally finds himself on Garrosh. We haven't even talked about that too much because we are seeing this insane setup of Granit Gaming. Robadoba is on his favorite hero.
If you're invisible, you can't stack quests. So far, 0 stacks for Garrosh on his level 1. Darkmon comes in, he looks for Malfurion, puts a little bit of damage. We'll have to teleport out. Robadoba kind of annoying in terms of being able to hook it in. Sounds comes out on top of Garrosh. Darkmon's going for the kill, but it's not enough. Shad able to kite away.
Darkmorg realizing at that point, okay, I'm probably going to die and wants to go deep, but then moves away. It's a kill for a kill, though. Very aggressive start, exactly what we expected from this draft. And it has, of course, another layer to it. We talk about all the aggression that we're seeing here, but now keep in mind that Nanda is on Zamora again, and that is just a massive hero for any kind of structure sniping towards the later stages of the game. It's fantastic for your global rotations, and you have Abathur with the 2, so you can continuously try and take down these bell towers later on in the game. So Granit Gaming will be aggressive early on, trying to look for the kills, but they also have a late game plan here.
2 of the ultras go over to Granit Gaming, so they take a lead, 36-32. Zealots took the one on the bottom and tried to put some pressure on top of that fort, but Meridian was able to hold it. Raid boss making sure no one can come in. Now, Zealots thinking about getting aggressive here. They even bring Urel with the Sappers, already sniped here. Granit Gaming able to get their own mercenary pressure while Abathur continues to soak.
Yeah, Abathur is at the top lane and still busy there, so he's just doing his thing. In terms of builds, it's nothing too crazy. It's basically what you expect. We have the Cleave build for Zeratul. We see the exact mirror image focus for Samuro that we already saw on Cursed Hollow, where he heads from Way of Illusion. Urel again sniped. Way of Illusion stayed into the deflection. Valera, the MSB build, heading into Crippling Poison, and then Hemorrhage on level 4. And of course, Wolftree as the solo support. Abathur has to spec into the Symbiote's carapace. Needs to make sure that he has the regenerated microbes there. And again, the aggressive plays here. I mean, Urel has just fallen for the second time. They're invading already once more.
Level 7 hits and Zeratul gets that wormhole, so it can be a little bit more aggressive on that back line with Malfurion. With Urel about to spawn, though, they shouldn't be trying to contest this. As I say that, Raid Boss moves in. Darkmoon goes over, gets a cleave. Raid Boss tries to jump out, needs the heal. Barely alive, but the leaving reset comes in. And Granit Gaming needs to back up.
And it's again Robadoba that creates that play. So him on Garrosh has such a big factor in the success of the team here. I would have really liked them to see him draft maybe even a bit more often for him. Might not quite be the playstyle that they try to execute with a lot of the comps that they are playing here, but Robadoba is just, I feel like he's a good tank player, but when you put him on Garrosh, he's great.
Yep. He knows how to find those moments and clean up. Hang on though, Samuro looking to clean up Urel. Moves in, but Zarmi able to make her back up. Robadoba getting a little bit aggressive here, creating space for Zarmi to start the channel.
Zealots are not going to try and take the lead here from a map momentum perspective, trying to create a macro advantage for themselves. And that's where the kills here potentially come in. The bot lane is something that Zealots attack very, very aggressively at this point. They're trying to make sure that they're taking down that bell tower, but of course, Abathur has Mule on level 7, so that is going to lay any attempt to claim the structure here. Greymane, when he gets onto it, can change that quickly, But for now, we're seeing that one also still being fought over, and Abathur is soaking some experience. Memecraft is currently getting attacked here as well.
Zero's gonna be able to get the altar though. Memecraft's buying a lot of time here. Still trying to retreat. If he gets out of here, it's gonna be complete value for Granit Gaming. He dodges out on the missile coming in from Chris, and Zeratul gets the channel.
They get the channel, and he escapes as well. Worst case scenario for the Zealots. Best case scenario for Granit Gaming. They get both.
And that feels bad too.
And still the aggression on Zarmany here. The entire time they're just jumping in and out. And the Samuro factor cannot be overstated. Samuro has such a pivotal role in the victory of Granit Gaming on Cursed Hollow. And again, he can, with Abathur's help, take these structures down later on so easily. He's at 29 stacks currently on his level 1 talent, on the way of Illusion. And we have now the Phantom Pain taken on level 7 as both teams are aiming for level 10.
Granit Gaming sees that their opponents are trying to grab the sappers. Everyone is down here, by the way, while Abathur continues to push in this top lane, getting a big wave going. They're going to be able to grab these sappers. Should be something that can be cleared up here by Granit Gaming. They actually grab the sappers instantly out of it, so they get one. If they can get a second one there too, only one will be able to sneak on through, which is a victory for them while Abathur was soaking top lane.
Zealots are really struggling a bit to find their footing here, and I don't really blame them. Now, they have, of course, 2 kills too, and they're heading into level 10, but now also keep in mind that this is an Abathur composition. So we are going to see after level 10 the copy coming in for important plays, and that is going to be the crucial one. Zealots need to try and take a bit of a macro advantage, and that would be fantastic down here at the bot lane if they can take that bell tower. Quacknix is under pressure, as we have 2 altars being dropped once again. Also, Mule on the ground now, trying to keep that bell tower in the possession of Granit Gaming for a bit longer. But Abathur is soaking the top now, and he is going to get that level 10 for them soon.
And that Mule timing is perfect, too. Zealots have to rotate the top left altars here to be able to grab them, which means Mule will be able to get the full duration of healing up. They won't be able to grab that bell tower that they've already sieged for so long. This should be a 1-for-1 altar, or typically it is, but Zealots do hit level 10. This is when you get Taunt, you get Twilight Dream. It's going to be helpful for controlling those engages that Granit Gaming keep trying to get.
Yeah, Taunt in particular is great against this setup. Cloak of Shadows for Valera. It's an even trade when it comes to altar control.
Fight in the bottom.
Greymane immediately being attacked here. Memecraft gets away, but it shows these explosive attempts of getting a kill, just going in, and Valera in particular has so much damage output.
Yeah.
Even interrupts now up here to the top. Greyboss is still there, fighting it out with Zarmany, and Urel has already fallen a bit earlier. They're trying to make a play here, trying to get a kill. They're moving in. The camp is taken by the Zealots, but they still have to move away for now. And Muradin is actually trying to get the channel through at the top, and they are already in the lead.
She gets a silence. Ooh,
Storm
doesn't connect. Zarmany trying to buy some time here, goes for a heal, jumps in, wants to turn the fight around for his team. Memecraft goes in, using the cloak there to get out. Big VP connects, but Quacknix is trying to find a kill. A stun comes out, Abathur hat will keep him healed up.
Yeah, they're moving away from this one, but they're still stalling all of this out for so long. Granit Gaming has 32 points in their core. They're going to drop down to 28 if the channel goes through, which you're going to see in a second. But the Zealots are still behind. Zealots on 24.
28 to 24, and remember, we got 6 more levels, and Zeratul is at level 16 power spike. He can follow up his own VPs for clearing up if Zealots were to group up.
Yeah, Zealots, first of all, for Zealots, this is just so annoying to play here. But if they can get the macro control, that's what they need here, and they go for the bot lane again. But that Mule is so important now for Granit Gaming, and it's really a thorn in the sides of the Zealots. Again, the attempt as Nanda moves in at the side, but Robadoba has it.
You can't get him because he completely cloaks. You can't even get him picked off. Dancing with Wolves. That's what's happening here. Granit Gaming.
And this is a 5 versus 4 down here. The Zealots have completely abandoned the top lane. They rotate heroes up to the top once that the lanes are pushing in, but for now Abathur is still holding that. Body soaking too, so the camps are taken away. But Granit Gaming is playing this extremely smart. They're looking for the kills. This is what forces the Zealots to move as a pack in the first place.
And I love that they always try to pull away one sapper away, so they let their opponents take the sappers, but then they try to clear one up. So that means they can buy a time for Mule to come out and be able to keep that bell tower up and alive. Now, 15 seconds for VP to come out, so you won't see Granit Gaming fully commit to this fight. Ooh, they are going to. Avatar pops out, Taunt comes out as well, and Raid Boss will fall.
Muradin is down. They're looking to see if they can get a counter kill here. Doesn't look likely. And there goes the bell tower. That's where the Zealots flip the switch. They're saying, we need to take this bot lane control. We need to force them into fights. And that snap kill against Muradin was absolutely perfect. They get the taunt, they have a Twilight Dream in there, the Curse Bullet comes out, and that's the end of Muradin. And as he falls, they take control, and now Granit Gaming starts to be in a bit of an awkward spot here.
That they are. Being down on the map. Gonna have a top lane push. Darkmont gonna be able to bolster that too with a couple of hats. Murrow gonna be used to demount anyone that tries to rotate in to slow that down. Looking for a little bit of experience here. Gets a nice inkling. As Zonda puts a little bit of damage on top of Zarmany as well. Zealots feel a little bit more comfortable on the map as they spread out after picking up Raid Boss. But he is back and he's ready.
Yeah, and of course, Samuro, again, is going to have that pseudo-global here as well next to Abathon. The two of them are doing a great job soaking. So we have now 13 talents around the corner for both of the teams.
Memecraft.
Yeah, Memecraft's just waiting for Quacknix, and Quack is waiting for the rest of his team. They don't want to walk alone. They want to move as pack.
He goes in, puts some damage out of their hat as well. Raid Boss can jump in, getting the Stormbolt on top of him. They hit it, and Memecraft gets the kill.
They get the kill right away. Now Robadoba has to also use the Indomitable to get away from this one. So, kill confirmed. How much do they get from it? They take the camp away. That's already an important step. And the late game is going to be strong for them. They have so many tools around Samuro in particular, with Abathur then of course as well. Muradin with the added survivability through the healing static, and of course Soma Transference on Abathur's Symbiote. That's also going to help whoever's being targeted here. Trying to go in. Shad shows himself. Here comes the Void Prison. They want the kills.
Put the VP on the bell tower so can go in, but the taunt comes out. Here comes Memecraft going straight for Li Ming. Can they get Li Ming? The Li Ming does fall, which means there's no reset. Shad gets tossed here by Robadoba. He is able to heal himself up, but Robadoba taking a beating as well, able to start kiting backwards.
That is actually insane that they got the kill and only lost one so far. It's not over yet, but that was fantastic play by the Zealots. A great idea by Granit Gaming to begin with, going in with the Void Prison and then looking for the kills. But Robadoba, again, saving the target here. Garrosh has such... I mean, really feels like... It feels like a broken record, but Garrosh is having a huge impact on the Zealots' plays in general. Yes, of course, everybody can throw an ally away and save him, but it just simply feels that whenever the Zealots run with Garrosh, they are so much more difficult to take down and so much more dangerous. So right now it works out for them. That could have been 3 heroes that die there.
Memecraft's going straight from Malfurion here, putting out the combos, even dropping down the cloak, and they find Shad. Hat comes out too, and Darkmoor is still sharking around here at the same time. And with Muradin on the side, Memecraft should be able to back up. There we go, he does back up. So a 1-for-1 trade so far, 21-18 in shots, but Granit Gaming has 5 on the field.
Exactly, they have the 5 bell towers, the 5 bell towers that we see for Zealots. That's the advantage they have when it comes to the exchange and altars. But again, Stormbolt dodged, well done here. The channel started. Robadoba wants to go to the front. He gets attacked immediately. The shots are fired. Only 3 of them, though, as we see Darkmok trying to connect with Robadoba here. Stormbolt misses out. Raid Boss a bit too far away. Can't get a kill here.
This game is tied.
Yeah, 5 kills against 4.
5 kills against 4, 18-18 in shots. That top lane is starting to take some damage from mini waves coming in.
But we have the lead in experience for Granit Gaming, but Zealots hold more structures on the map.
They do. Granit Gaming might be able to break that though. Oh, hang on. Raid Boss gets locked down. VP to try and save him. Memecraft goes in, puts some damage on top of Zarmany. Raid Boss, can you get out? No. He falls, Chris gets a reset, and now with no tank, Granit Gaming has to back up.
They're going for Muradin over and over again. They're taunting him, they're getting the cursed bullet in, and they are just ripping him apart. But here comes now that Nanda factor that we talked about. An easy snipe against the bell tower up at the top lane. And that's the one thing that really worries me the most when I look at the Zealots composition and what they're going up against. The kill aspect of Granit Gaming is obvious. It's really just what makes this composition. They're trying to get these kills super early on. But at the same time, you have also a spot, Nanda with a dodge here, pretty well executed, but we have a spot in which you can now take the structures. And it's not only the bell tower to the top left. With the scout here, they immediately take the bottom right now too, so they will have the advantage in bell towers. Yep. They lose the 4 shots to the boss.
Blair also grabbing sappers too with the help of Abathur, which will be able to allow them to siege that bell tower to the bottom left. Zealots take their time to take back their control of their fort to the top left.
Darkmok nearly has a 3-2-3 moment here. Nearly a lag F situation,
almost.
But he's able to move away. Takes the bell tower down. Memecraft steals the camp.
They need 16.
Dude, late game could be a disaster for Zealots.
Zealots working on that 16 here, but you're right. With Zeratul having his 16 now, that's the full power spike. That's when Zeratul comes online. 20 a little bit more scary too because of the spell veil.
I mean, Zealots are doing well here with the taunts against Muradin this consistently and trying to get these quick kills through cursed bullets. That's great for them, and they do it well. I love the way that they are also trying to make sure that there's very little opportunities for Granit Gaming to get these kills. But if you're up against this many stealth assassins, it's very, very tricky. And then there's that added macro factor where we have Abathur also controlling the battleground. The experience lead is there. Even talents, Zarmany eating a lot of damage. Bullet thrown out by Rain as Raid Boss is actually going for the channel down there.
Dark Monk puts in a little bit of damage there with the cleave. Raid Boss going for the channel.
At the same time, now once again, Zealots trying to take position.
Stormbolt, it connects, it hits Garrosh, takes some damage.
Indomitable moves out, Robot Over is
He falls!
and he falls, he goes down, and here comes Harmony with the re-engage, but the Void Prism is already in position.
He's by himself, he puts the Yarded Defender, but Wolf Joe is going to fall. It's just a clone though. However, Memecraft may have gone too far. Dark Monk gets cleaned up, and here's the resets. Chris is gonna get some kills.
Zeratul is dead as well, Nanda already escaping, thinking about going back in. Raid Boss also low. It started with a kill against Robadoba, and a double kill against Granit Gaming finishes it. Zealots with another 4 shots, and Granit Gaming down to 10 points on the core.
And Zealots, they don't want to stop. They move straight in for the sappers. They clear them up.
Won't stop, can't stop.
Can't stop. Lee Min comes in here from the side as well, looking for a little bit of combos. Zarmany goes in. Raid Boss is buying some time, but doesn't actually want to fight this. They were trying to pull away that sapper, but Zarmany's tired of that little trick.
Yeah, they would love to go for macro control here, Granit Gaming that is, but now they're actually far behind, and Zealots are about to reclaim the bottom bell tower, and that is going to put them even farther ahead. Already, Zamuro rotating back up top, trying to put the pressure on here.
Zealots might not mind if they actually lose that though in the top left, because the next bell tower is down here at the south.
Yeah. And they would probably rather keep on to it, but you're right. The bottom lane bell tower is definitely more important, not only because of the camps that you can just simply move into the core, but also because the next bell tower is going to spawn there. The next altar is going to spawn there.
VP is up at about 15 seconds. Granite Gaming still have a leave-in experience, but they are falling behind dramatically when it comes to core shots. 18 to 10, and Zealots seem to have found their footing. Even playing for every single Samper cap they can get. Nande buying some time here in the top left and burning it down. At any point, they could use Ultimate Evolution once again to clear that up.
Yeah, already Valera trying to get into a position here as well, checking out what's happening over there. It's a little bit too early, so not fully cloaked. Robadoba spots that out, and Memecraft moves away. The attack against the bell tower was there. Can't quite make that happen, but the bottom left is now being attacked. Altar, on the other hand, is spawning in 18.
So bell tower falls in top left, so only 4 shots get grabbed here. They can work on trying to clear the sappers. Garrosh still has the ability to throw 1 sapper in, so that could be 1 guaranteed shot. Memecraft coming for the large flank here, waiting for Nande to get the clone in.
The experience lead is actually pretty strong for Granite Gaming, and that 20 is brutal.
Double hats.
Yeah, that too. I mean, there's so many aspects. Yeah, the mule interrupt attempt, that doesn't quite work out. 4 shots fired, 6 against 18.
Cheeky but ineffective. But Samuro, look in the middle lane. Buying time here. They're taking the full map control. That's going to be another bell tower.
Oh yeah, easily. That's the problem with Samuro on this map in the late game. And now they have 20, so it's going to make matters even worse.
Bottom lane.
That's what we talked about earlier. Samuro in the late game. This draft has layers. I said it earlier. You can get your early and mid game kills, and then later on you can fully rely on Samuro just running the map together with Abathur. If it was only Samuro, would it be a bit easier to deal with it? But you have a Samuro Abathur against you. They can snipe structures whenever they want to.
What an interesting composition. Lots of discipline needed to pull it off well, though.
Demands a completely different playstyle from the team.
Yeah, it really does. Granite Gaming's taking this tower here. They're going straight for the tower at the bottom left. Samuro's working on the bottom right. So Granite Gaming hits level 20, and they're able to at least take their part of the map back. Zealots do the same, though, in the top left and the middle left.
But it will still put us in a spot where we see Granite Gaming having the upper hand because of the superior bell tower numbers, and they relieved all the pressure from the bot lane, which is actually huge, because bot lane is where Zealots could take the camps, and you can always throw one of the mercenaries in with Garrosh, so with only 6 points on the core, that's a problem. And Zealots, yes, they might be ahead with 18 points to 6 on the core, but they are still in a spot where they can lose this game. Once one hero falls, especially if Lee Min goes down and you don't have any reset potential anymore in these fights, it can just snowball if Granite Gaming gets selfish.
Big moment for both of our teams. Granite Gaming can get some points on the shot on the core. Zealots could possibly win the game here if they're able to push in, or maybe even get a couple kills and go straight for a boss. Granite Gaming plays it slow. Immediate blow up though on Zarmany, and he can't do anything. Memecraft gets out.
Completely Shrek there, and that is horrible right now. Double ults are going to be taken, and the minions are going to move through. This is really bad for the Zealots. This is really bad. That's going to put them to 5 points.
Memecraft gets the middle altar. Out there gets the bottom altar. Boss is up and available as well.
No way. 5 points on the core. Granit Gaming with a double altar. Toxicness everywhere up at the top. 5 versus 4. They still have some of their heroics up and they're just invading camps right now. And as we saw the Zealots react to that situation, Granit Gaming even escorted this upper camp through the bot lane. Now they're going for Garrosh and Garrosh is down. The stagger death. Granit Gaming just blowing everything apart here.
I thought Garrosh was a tank. He got blown up like he was a squishy, completely destroyed. And guess what? The mule comes out to that bottom bell tower. It's gonna get healed up.
In this game, he is a squishy. They're going in again. They're trying to get another kill. Quacknix is barely getting out of this. I could have seen him fall there too, but he barely survives. The boss is up on the map. It is a 5 versus 4. Garrosh is missing. Can they make that move? Are they going to play around Simuro again? Are we going to see them try to go for additional structures? Simuro already moving and trying to see if maybe he can put the pressure onto the middle. And in the meantime, the rest of the team is moving to the top and trying to get the boss. And they are very, very likely to get it. And if they do, then Zealots are down to 1 single point on the core.
Now this boss completely gets destroyed up here. That's going to be 4 shots right away. Nanda even putting pressure on the top and the middle lane to try and get these bell towers weakened, which means Abathur even gets that added effect of constantly sieging down.
It's getting crazy. At this point, Zealots are really with the back to the wall. 1 point on the core against the 6 for Granit Gaming. They were at 18. They were 12 points ahead, and Granit Gaming have turned it on its head with a quick kill against Ural and then against Garrosh. Abathur, again, toxicness everywhere. Spotting the movements, making sure that they reveal everything, and we have an altar spawning in 10 seconds, and this is gonna be where the Zealots have to make their last stand right now.
Granit Gaming even going for a checkmate situation, putting Sappers in the bottom, and they can push in, they can play that slow game they've been playing so far. Zealots are moving in, they have to force a fight here. Zarmi goes in, but he gets stunned out. Dark Moth bringing out the cleave as well.
They're just dancing around it at this point. They have the Stormbolt already locked in, and they moved away immediately. Right now, again, Abathur doing its work. There comes the Void Press, they go for the kill, they go for Melf, and he goes down! Malfurion is dead, Greymane is also eliminated, and Granit Gaming is ripping the Zealots apart.
Nande trying to go for the channel, but Zarmni will delay it. Only 3 members up. Chris falls as well. Garrosh and Urel are the only 2 left, while Granit Gaming has all 5. They don't even have to get this altar. The Sappers are pushing in the bottom lane. We have another blow coming in. Sure, Ardent Defender can be popped, but it's not going to be enough.
You can Ardent Defender 6 days to Sunday, but you are not going to sustain through 5 assassins. They're going in, they're taking them down. 13 kills against 7. Granit Gaming turning the game around, winning game 5, taking the series and defeating the Zealots.
That composition actually won. What an annoying comp to play around, but one that requires discipline. This isn't something you can just pick and randomly start playing.
Kids, don't do this at home.
Don't do this at home. Incredible win by Granit Gaming, finding their pick, slow and methodical. They literally just drain the life out of the Zealots.
It's actually crazy. With how quickly they obliterated Urel and Garrosh whenever they got the jump on them. That burst damage that you see coming in from especially Valeora, but of course with her then Abathur on top of that. You see Simuro coming in, adding to the damage. Zealots is, Zeratul, especially after 16, with just combo after combo. And they played it well, especially Simuro was such an important factor to it. Again, I said it at the start. It has layers. You're not only relying on sniping people. Of course, with that draft, it's a huge part of what you're trying to accomplish. But you also have the macro aspect through Abathur and through Simuro, and especially with the ability of Simuro, with the help of Abathur, and more so after 20, but also at 16, to just go in and shrek structures. That was so crucial because that allowed them to put constant pressure onto the bell towers, reclaim bell towers, and then once they got kills. The problem is, if you're in the Zealots and you lose a hero or two, your opponent takes everything.
Yeah, and they did. Let's actually check out a fight that we saw at the end of the game there, where they were looking to force the issue. And right here, Zealots have to come in. They can't give these Sappers.
Look at Urel, minimap. He comes in from the side now.
Yeah. Shad completely by himself. Meatcraft puts out the damage. The Stormbolt comes out with the connection. Second Stormbolt as well, thanks to the rewind, and just completely blown up. And then the VP on the back line to make sure nobody could stay alive.
And again, it's super important that you lock him down completely with the silence and the Stormbolts too, because if he gets the Twilight Dream through, you are in trouble. You run a team of all squishies, basically, with the exceptions of Muradin. So if you get a silence off against Zeratul and Valera, those two are going to be prime targets, and they're most likely going to fall. So it was important to take Malf down before he gets the Twilight Dream off, and that's why we saw the rewind coming into the double Stormbolt, the complete stun lock, and at no point did Chet have a chance to drop it.
This composition is literally putting yourself in a position where you have to be one step ahead of your opponent every single time. If you misstep at all or in an even footing, you're going to fall victim to them, and that just did not happen here. We got to the late game. Granit Gaming get their first victory, and what a great way to do it here in HGC. It looks like we have Nande available and ready to go to talk about that entire series. Nande, you look a little normal, especially considering what exactly happened that match. I mean, how do you feel? Why'd you guys pull that out?
Hey guys, well, it feels amazing, especially to finish out the series with this draft like we did.
It's a little spicy.
Yeah, I can tell you that it made a team or two a bit angry when we played it in practice.
Okay.
But it requires a lot of coordination actually. I think it's probably really hard to play against. So I'm super happy that we managed to pull it off here.
I got to question you. What inspired you guys to run that composition, even in practice? Did you guys just load up in Quick Match one day and do auto-select, or did you have somebody else that inspired you to play this?
TGG draft. That's all I can say to that.
Okay, fair enough. Over to Kaldor.
You looked a bit like you got angry after the Chromie game on Volskaya and said, "Boys, give me some Muro again. I got this." So walk me a bit through that series. I mean, it was crazy. And okay, let's put it like this: you are going into the 5th game, and you are saying you dropped that draft. Where did that faith come from that would really be the draft that you wins out the final map? Because we said it as the game starts. If you win with this, it looks fantastic. But if you lose, you look like the biggest goofballs ever, and nobody takes it serious. So where did that faith come from that that's the draft that wins Game 5?
I think we have liked to play with Samuro since the beginning of this team, and even in the last season with the old Diamond skin. Yeah, I got inspired by One Prick Tony Hotz on Twitch. His Samuro play was just really fun to me, and so we played a lot around it with it, and yeah, it just seemed super annoying to play against. So we thought it would be a good one, and we always had confidence in playing it from practice. It just had really good results. So yeah, we were really confident in this one.
By the way, Tim, that's how the strategy came to part. They thought about, okay, which other heroes are really annoying to play against? Let's take all of them.
Okay, well, there you go.
Well, solo support, Abatu has kind of risen a bit in popularity in the last 1-4-2 as well. So it just fits really well together because you just exert so much pressure, like on so many places on the map at the same time. It's pretty hard to deal with.
Talk to me a bit about just phase 2 in general. You guys had, of course, a pretty tough opening into it, and some people would say that's even an advantage if you go into games where you are the clear underdog and you have more time to grow as a unit into practice there. But now you're going up against, or you just went up against Zealots, and that was an incredibly important win for you. How do you guys feel right now? Not after the win, but just like for your position within the standings and for the future of phase 2.
Well, this win in particular was a very big relief for us. We knew that the first 2 matches are gonna be like more difficult for us, or at least that we need some time to get really in the workflow and like convert our practice into the tournament games. We have Memecraft coming in from Open Division as well, so it's a bit new setting for him. And after the first loss, we knew that we have a chance against Method and against Fnatic, but we kind of made mistakes that we shouldn't usually make, and that caused us really to not be able to pull through. So now that we just have more confidence in getting in the rhythm, so as long as we execute our practice, we can still improve a lot.
Let's talk about Memecraft here for a second. You just mentioned that he comes in from the Open Division, so he has the least experience in the HGC and the competitive setup there. How much does he struggle right now in games with nerfs? Is that an issue at all? Is that something where he still needs to pick it up a bit? Or are you guys talking about that? Walk me through that a bit, how that looks for your team.
I'm not sure. I didn't ask him if he's nervous. He seemed maybe a little bit. He definitely seems more happy to make a decision in practice. And I can understand that. Like, I've been playing since a long time in competitive, so I know kind of how it takes a bit of time to, have the same confidence in the tournament games where everything is on the line. But we could tell, like we said that from the beginning when the match against Method, that we need some time to push out the confidence, and that's really what we wanted to do in the first matches. We did all right, and now this win was really a big point for us, I think, where we can solidify the confidence in the tournament games.
Okay, one last question before I let you go. You guys made a conscious decision to move into an all-German team for this part now. How has that improved communication? Did it have an impact at all, or do you guys think, okay, it's not really a big advantage now that you have all speaking the same language?
I don't think that it's necessarily an advantage, and it's not really. We didn't have the intention, let's create a German-speaking team. It just kind of happened that this was the players that we really wanted to pick up. Raidboss is a player that I've been playing together with for a really long time. We've been to offline events together, some DreamHacks in 2016 and Gamescom. So I'm really happy to be playing again with him. It feels like we're really on the same page. In Minecraft, we tried him out some before, and he's a player that I have a lot of fun playing with. Even in just Hero League for fun and stuff. So it just meshed well together. Both of them playing in Granit Gaming in Open Division before, and last season they had experience playing together. So we just united the two separate units from two teams, and it just meshed well from the start. So the German speaking, I don't think it's really an advantage necessarily. It's obviously not a disadvantage either, but everyone is used to playing in international teams and speaking English in comms. For me personally, as an Austrian-speaking dialect, it was more awkward at the start to speak German than English, funny enough. But after some time...
that's not a dialect, that's a different language, just like for everyone. Yeah. I pass you over back to Trixler, but there's one more question that you have to answer to him. Is Memecraft the son of David Cumberbatch?
Yeah, can you answer that? Benedict Cumberbatch, obviously, Sherlock Holmes. He looks just like him. Is he the long-lost son, or what's going on with that?
Not sure if I'm allowed to reveal that. Maybe we get an interview from him at some point.
Perfect.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, one last question for me, actually. Next week you face off against Dignitas. Obviously, you get a big victory today, but HGC, man, the games keep churning out. What is going to be your approach to facing off against one of the best here in HGC?
Well, let's see if we can make them ban Samuro.
That's a good step.
But I think that we have, like, we treated these first games as a stepping stone, like we want to improve, play more solid in the league like we do in practice, and if everything goes like we play in practice, then we can have a chance to take games and maybe take a win. But coming in as underdog, as I said before, we don't feel like we need instantly to defeat the top 3 teams, but we definitely want to get there over some time.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to your match, as that will be happening next week. I'm going to let you give a couple of shout-outs, but make sure to also let people know at home that the composition that we just watched is not something that we can pull off in Hero League. So warn them how difficult it is. Over to you.
It's the end of the season, so go ahead. Hero League season is gonna end soon.
Oh god, I hate you.
I think it's hard to deal with in Hero League as well, so maybe that's the next thing, you know. As for shoutouts, though, big shout out to Granit Gaming, who is our sponsor since this season, and actually our owner Kim is the brother of Quacknix, so we had a big fight actually in this series today. Obviously, just banter. Also, shout outs to everyone that's cheering for us, and it really motivates us to keep going. So yeah, shout out to you guys. Shout out to my friends in the living room.
Awesome.
See you in a sec.
GG's, congratulations to Granit Gaming.
Wait.
Getting a win here today.
So I have to
Zealots.
put a little perspective here, because we actually drove to work today, and Tim was complaining. It was just like saying, it's the end of the season. People are going crazy with compositions, like the stuff that you see in Hero League right now.
It's a little
and so
crazy.
he comes in, he sees the last composition, he's like, oh my god, it's going to get worse. And then he goes to Nanda and says, like, please tell people how difficult it is. And Nanda echoes the exact same. It's the end of the season.
Just
go
do
boys.
whatever. You don't need support. Just go full ham. Do whatever you want to do. Big victories today, though. Fun way to end that series. That is for sure. That was a good one.